I don't want someone to look at CrossFit anymore and think, oh, that isn't for me because they're all super ripped and lean and mega athletes. I want them to see somebody that has a body like mine and go, oh, maybe I could do that, I look like her. CrossFit gyms and CrossFit coaches commenting on my body and saying horrible things to me and then continually attacking. Should CrossFit be more inclusive? I think a lot of what we've seen over the last week is proof that yes, CrossFit absolutely does need to be more inclusive, and there are loads of reasons why. Over the years, CrossFit has been mostly about the elites. In the CrossFit media, all across the year, you see a lot of the elite athletes of the sport absolutely crushing it, winning competitions. You see pictures of them, they're like ripped and chiseled and crushing workouts constantly and lifting ridiculous weights. And while that's really cool to see, for a lot of us, that is all that we see. And then you go onto Instagram during the Open and you scroll through and you see those people that you follow because they're really good at CrossFit, they lift really heavy, or they're really good at gymnastics. They only post stuff if they do really well, and so you see them posting scores that you could only dream of getting, lifting new PBs of ridiculous weight, even when their old PB was like twice what you could lift. On one hand, it is super inspiring to see, but on the other hand, a lot of people do struggle with really bad self-comparison during the time of the Open, and they really struggle to see how they fit in within this whole space. At the end of the Open, the top 10% move on to quarterfinals. So that means 90% of the people that do the Open are not moving on to the next level. So it's reasonable to assume that a lot of that 90% are not doing it for the placement. They're not doing it to try and qualify. They're literally just doing it for fun. And that is totally okay. That's the spirit of the Open, and it always has been about mass participation. It's always been such an amazing celebration of fitness and so welcoming for people of all different shapes and sizes and abilities. And over the last few years, with the new introduction of the foundationals category, that makes it even more accessible for people to take part in. But those 90% of people are seeing this constant stream of elite athletes on their social media pages. It's really hard to escape from, and how could you not compare if you're seeing all of that constantly? The Open is about this amazing community of people just having a go and just doing it for fun. It doesn't have to be about the placement on the leaderboard for everybody. It can just be about doing it to do it and just seeing how far you can push yourself. That is the beauty of CrossFit, and that's why I started. That's why I did my first Open when I was over 18 stone. I was overweight and I had no muscle, and I did the CrossFit Open because it was the done thing no matter what your ability. The majority of us do CrossFit for health reasons, or for mental health reasons, or for the social aspect, or just because it gives us our life back. If we've had some really big struggles like I had in my life, it gave me purpose and something to be passionate about again. And that's something that's really cool, and I think that we need to focus more on. I have actually seen a massive shift in this with CrossFit over the last couple of weeks. If you go on the CrossFit Games social media page, which has 1.3 million followers, they have started to post content about their everyday athlete. So one of the first posts that I saw was an 80-year-old lady doing the Open. She is such a badass, and that's exactly what this community is about. And then that day they contacted me and asked if they could share my content. I share encouraging content for people that are of all different shapes and sizes, that are doing CrossFit for enjoyment and want to feel good about their body and don't necessarily care about being elite or losing weight or looking anything like the elite CrossFitters. I'm trying to break down those boundaries for people and empower them into getting into the sport and really loving the sport. And it was just my little message to people that are doing the Open, to try and encourage them and make them realise that everybody's got different priorities and not all of us are at the top level of fitness right now, and that is totally okay. It's so easy to compare yourself to other people, and we shouldn't do that because we're doing the Open, and that is an achievement in itself. I had a lot of lovely comments from this post. I had loads of DMs from people saying, I've never seen my body represented in CrossFit. I have never seen an athlete that looks like me posted on the CrossFit Games page. And my post helped them realise that they are doing great, and that is exactly my intention with the post. They said they'd never seen their body type represented, and I'm a big girl, but I'm not that big, and I was bigger when I started CrossFit, and this is what gets to me. There are a lot of CrossFit athletes that are big girls, that are heavy girls with a larger body, and men as well. There are lots of people that fit into all different body shapes that do CrossFit. I know, I've been to many CrossFit gyms. It's such a wide variety of people. However, in the media, in the news, this elite athlete, super lean, super ripped with a six-pack, that is the body type that you always see, and that's one of the issues, and that's even perpetuated in CrossFit photography. So if you go to a competition, you see a huge range of people, all different shapes and sizes, competing, doing their absolute best, and then you come back home and scroll through the photos and all you see is these super ripped elite athletes and a singular body type. It's further perpetuating this problem that CrossFit is only for people that look like elite athletes and are super fit, that CrossFit is only for people that look a certain way, and that is so not true. In fact, it's the complete opposite of what CrossFit's about. Amongst those really nice comments, I got a lot of backlash as well. I had a few comments that were really horrible about my body. I had this particular comment that attacks all of my Instagram content and says that my entire Instagram goes against CrossFit's ideology. It's never okay for your body to be fat and stay fat. No, you cannot be obese or morbidly obese and healthy. For real, woke fit in full force. There was a lot of people commenting on my body, frankly, and it's not okay. It's never okay to comment on somebody's body, especially people like me. I have had a history of eating disorders. That is just a horrendous thing to do, but it's a clear projection of how that person is feeling and how many of these people are feeling when they see my body on the CrossFit Games Instagram page. And these people clearly believe that this specific look of being super lean and not having body fat is what CrossFit's about, and it's not at all. CrossFit is a fitness methodology and it's about pursuing fitness, and I gained weight because I was in ED recovery, and CrossFit actually helped to get me to that point where I could stop restricting what I was eating and started eating what my body needed to fuel my performance, and I stopped caring about gaining weight because I knew that I was recovering from my eating disorder, and that is a huge positive. And I am not unhealthy. I am not obese or morbidly obese. Yes, I carry a little bit more body fat, but it is not okay to say those things. And even if somebody is obese or morbidly obese, it is okay for them to do CrossFit. We need to stop these people from gatekeeping the sport that is supposed to be inclusive for so many people and brings joy to so many people through physical exercise. And if you want to tackle health concerns, getting people into a sport makes people healthy. These things don't make sense when you think about it. Why attack fat people when you also think that they should be doing the sport? It's like, yeah, come and do CrossFit, but you're not allowed to be on the CrossFit Games page, you're not allowed to stay fat, you're not allowed to be heavy, you're not allowed to be a certain weight. It's not okay. And I also had a load of people saying no rep for the first burpee, which I expected. But it's an Instagram reel after all. I didn't enter my score. This was just a video because I didn't have an affiliate to do it in. I didn't have a judge. I couldn't see that my first rep was a no rep. My barbell clearly moved and that prevented me from touching my chest to the floor, but I thought I did the best that I could to get my sternum to the floor. Regardless, the CrossFit Games reposted my message because they liked my message. They weren't asking for people to judge my movement standards. They weren't showing it as a representation of movement standards. And the amount of people spreading hate and getting annoyed at me for one singular no rep, which I'm sure everybody has done at some point. People were really angry about the fact that that had been put on the CrossFit Games page, which I think is another clear sign that CrossFit at the moment and a lot of the old style community is not inclusive to people that aren't elite athletes. They want everybody to be perfect and to be skinny and super ripped and really good at everything. They don't fit those narratives and they don't want to see them. That doesn't help 90% of us. People need to see representations of their bodies and of their fitness levels, and I was so shocked seeing so many pages that were literally CrossFit gyms and CrossFit coaches commenting on my body and saying horrible things to me and then continually attacking after the fact, reinforcing the idea that my video should not have been reposted. I think that clearly comes from a place of jealousy and not understanding why CrossFit has been posting this kind of content. I think as CrossFit has come under new management, they are trying to be more inclusive, and I think they're heading in the right direction, especially from the look of my DMs and the positive comments on that post. People need to see representations of their body and of their fitness level to encourage them into the sport, because a lot of us think, oh, I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough to compete. I'm not fit enough yet. I'm not strong enough yet. All of these things get in the way. By helping CrossFit's audience see people of all different shapes and sizes, it makes us believe that we can do anything, that we can do the workouts and we can try our best and we can just do it for fun if we want to, because that is the spirit of the Open and it always has been. I think a lot of these comments that are like hating the more inclusive content and hating the fact that they're posting more diverse bodies on their Instagram comes from the old school CrossFit lovers, the people that are really sad about Dave Castro leaving and the people that are like super fans of Greg Glassman. Those are the people, and I'm glad they're being put off, because we don't need people like that in the CrossFit space. It is damaging to the people that are interested in CrossFit. I don't want someone to look at CrossFit anymore and think, oh, that isn't for me because they're all super ripped and lean and mega athletes. I want them to see somebody that has a body like mine and go, oh, maybe I could do that, I look like her. And I think that's what CrossFit wants now, and that is a good thing. And they are trying so hard, and I really appreciate the messaging coming out of CrossFit. And it wasn't just my post they reposted loads of kids, some adaptive athletes. They posted a video of lots of different people lying on the floor, of lots of different abilities and different fitness levels that have done the Open, absolutely crushed it and died on the floor. And it was so community focused throughout the Open, and I love that they've done that. I really hope this carries on into the future and we start to stamp out that old school mentality. Let me know in the comments below what you think, what are your opinions on this, and if you'd like to watch my latest CrossFit Open video, it's right here.